wear a hat tonight. Oh my gosh. I don't have a hat on, Shelly. I took my hat off. I came in from church, took my hat off and when I come in, I take my hat off and I throw everything in my hat. And then I looked and I just realized I don't have a hat.
Well, but your hair is just a wreck.
Yeah. Well, look at it. Hey, I'll tell you what's funny. Whitney sent me a picture from 7 years ago of me sitting on the couch. Like it popped up in memories or something. And she was like, look how brown your hair was 7 years ago. And I was like, you did this to me, by the way. So yeah. But if you really look close, it's all gray pretty much.
I look back at pictures like from 10 years ago with Randy, and Randy's always had gray hair. He started getting gray headed when he was 18. But I look back at pictures from like 10 years ago and his hair was a darker gray where it's like white now. So yeah, it's funny.
Oh yeah. So it's supposed to be like a sign of wisdom and stuff. And I'm like, I'm smart as hell, man.
I don't know.
All right, guys. Hey, if you can hear
welcome back to the Homestead HQ, where we talk about homesteading and preparedness. I don't see any 2x4s in the chat.
It shows
that hell said hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It shows there's 6 people. So
anyways, I'm Shelly and this is Jason.
The Great Wonder.
The like Gandalf the Gray or whatever. There's Miss Sharon 2x4.
Yeah.
Hey Greg, Danny G, good to see you all.
So all right.
What you been up to on your homestead, Jason?
To be honest, absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
I've been between my contracting business and our medical business. It's been just eat up. I mean, crazy time. So, but we can get into that in a minute. But yeah, other homestead stuff, I really hadn't, other than feeding and water animals, I hadn't done anything. It's just been work. So that, and then of course I was gone Thursday and Friday of last week at the EMS show. That was fun. I was excited to get that. And then the T-ring, I've been messing with it a little bit. So that, and then the seal spray. So I got to talk to those guys. I got a meeting with those guys. We're going to start carrying it pretty soon. So that, and then all the emails, like when you went to the thing, you had your little placard to get in and everything. And the guys would take their phone and scan it. And they're like, can I scan your thing? And I'm like, yeah, scan it. And then they want to send you all kinds of emails. And it's like, and the funny thing is, when I registered Greg New for it, I couldn't do it on the same email. So I just stuck another email that I had in there, because Kentucky Sustainable Living at Gmail, my email address for Jason at Kentucky Sustainable Living, that gets forwarded to the Kentucky Sustainable Living. So Greg was like, haha, yeah, sure, you can do it. So now I'm getting double emails on everything. So Greg was like, just, yeah, sure, scan this thing. I'm not going to get the email. So I'm like, thanks, Greg. So, but yeah, it's been, business has been, I mean, my contracting business is always busy, but I tell you, the medical stuff and radios are like super picking up. I mean, Greg Skeens is in here. We're probably getting ready to provide a bunch of bleeding control kits and trauma bags and stuff like that for his church. I had a meeting today with our church to finalize all the bleeding control kits and trauma bags and stuff like that for our church. So I've got after this, I've got to work the estimate up and the invoice and send it down to church tomorrow and get all that stuff ordered and start packing. I think we're doing 15 bleeding control kits for our church and all the kids' classrooms. And then we're doing 2 trauma bags for one for the sanctuary and one for the cafe, where kind of the overflow is from the sanctuary. And then they're wanting us to do training too. So after the first of the year, we're going to be doing Stop the Bleed training for church.
Awesome.
Yeah. That, and then all the other little stuff that's coming through. It's just, it's almost turning like into a real job. So Forrest from Alabama's here, and Chad Albright is here from Ohio. we're going to cover all the states pretty soon.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. What have you been doing? Do you want to tell us about the what happened with the dog? Have you
I am so not happy about that. It's probably in the top 3 most upsetting things that have happened since I've had my homestead. I'm just so some of you know, Randy and I got 5 Cooney / American Guinea hog piglets. And so there were 4 females and a male that was intact, and we wanted to use the male as a breeder. They were just little, I mean, doggone, they weren't even like a foot long. They're just little piglets. And so my garden is completely enclosed. It's like fenced in. But the fence, like the fence holes are big and the pigs could go through it. So we went and got chicken wire and ran all along the outside of the perimeter of the garden so they couldn't get through the fence. And it's like a 4-foot tall fence, and then the gate going into the garden is kind of low. So we took fence posts, because I have like a cattle panel arch, and then that gate is in there. So we took fence posts and ran them through that cattle panel so our dogs couldn't get in there. And I guess, what day was it? What day did I text you? Was it Sunday, Saturday, something like that?
I think it's Sunday.
It was Sunday. And Jessica and Josh were over here. Randy had just left to go to work, and Jessica called me and said that they were sitting out in my driveway, and she said that there was like a big predator bird was up in the tree above my barn. And I was like, what? And I went back there, and sure enough, there's this ginormous bird, because that tree is huge, like really tall. And this bird it had to be like 3 or 4, probably about 3 feet tall. I don't know what kind of bird it was, because it was way far off, but it was huge. And all of a sudden I hear barking, and I look down, and in my garden is our black dog Socks. The dog belongs to our youngest daughter, Crystal, but she doesn't live here anymore because she went away to college. And now she lives in Eastern Kentucky, and she can't take the dog with her. And when I saw him in the garden, my heart just sank. And I went out there, and he had killed all 5 of the piglets. I was just, oh my God, I was heartbroken. And the thing about it is, he's a mixed dog. He's not mean. He's like to people, and, he plays with our grandkids, and he's really, an affectionate dog and all that kind of stuff. But he is not mixing well with the farm animals. So he attacked, when we first brought our sheep home, he attacked one of our sheep and messed up her neck. And then we ended up butchering her at your house. He has killed every guinea that I've owned. He doesn't mess with the chickens, but he hates guineas, and he's killed every guinea that I've owned. And we have an older dog that's older than him, and him and our older dog get in fights all the time. That sometimes they don't end well. And I have had to take our older dog to the vet a couple times. And I know you guys are probably thinking you should have never kept the dog or whatever. I am the kind of person that, like when I take on the responsibility of a pet, and, like our farm animals are there for a purpose, normally to feed us, right? For food. But when I take on the responsibility of a pet, I just take that on no matter what. I love animals and all of that. So I don't take that lightly, I guess. But we're going to have to get rid of this dog. Like I just can't deal anymore. And so I'm going to try to find another home for him. And it breaks my heart to get rid of him. I texted Crystal and I said, if you can take the dog, you need to take the dog, because if not, he's going to go somewhere else, because I can't do this anymore. And so, oh my gosh, it just broke my heart that he killed all my piglets.
Oh, I can imagine. You're better than me. I would have not been so nice about it.
The night that it happened, like I seriously thought about coming in here and getting my firearm and dispatching the dog. I was so mad. And Jessica was like, because Randy had gone to work and they were getting ready to leave, and Jessica came back in the house and she goes, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm okay." And she goes, "Is the dog gonna be okay?" I was livid. I was so mad. I made him stay outside all night. I was like, I can't even look at you right now. I'm so angry right now. But
yeah.
And he was out there jumping around. I don't pretend to know what a dog thinks, but he was out there jumping around and like so happy. And it was almost like, "Hey, I got him for you, Mom." Like he was ridding my backyard of these vermin or something.
Yeah.
And I was, oh my gosh, I was so mad.
I would have been mad too. I honestly, if it'd been me, I probably would have got the firearm and took care of it right then. Yeah.
He's going to have to go somewhere else. I can't. I can't. I especially don't want him messing with my sheep.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
And now that he knows that he can jump that fence to get into the garden, what's stopping him from jumping the fence to get into the field,
Oh, yeah.
So, except for the sheep are bigger now, and he just kind of leaves them alone.
Well, you need to get Loki out there, and Loki will take care of him.
Well, Loki was out there, and Loki didn't stop him from killing my piglets. And he didn't even kill them to eat them. It wasn't even that. Like they weren't even bloody.
Really?
Yeah. So all I know is that he just grabbed them and shook the fire out of them or something. I don't know, but they weren't even bloody. Which is weird.
Oh yeah, Loki was looking for the couch. Loki was looking for the couch, is what he was doing.
Yeah, he was looking for the couch. Do you see that picture that Randy put on Facebook of him laying in my lap? I was like sitting there on my phone and he's laying in my lap. I was like, he was laying on top of me, and I looked down at him and I said, "Why didn't you get that dog? Why didn't you stop him from eating my pigs?" And he just looked at me like, "What do you want me to do?"
He was like, "If you'd put a couch outside, I'd watch the sheep a little bit more.
Put a couch out in the garden, I'll watch them pigs."
The next time you see an old couch sitting by the side of the road, pick it up and throw it out there in the pasture, and then Loki will be happy and he'll stay out there.
Yep, he'll stay out there.
And then you'll have a story to tell. Be like, "That stupid dog won't stay outside unless I bought him a lazy boy to watch the sheep in." So,
but we did on a positive note, we did have our super homestead meetup Saturday.
Yes.
And that turned out pretty awesome. I just love being able to get together. Okay, don't get me wrong. I love the festivals. The festivals are like a big family reunion to me. And I love that, we're able to set that up where people can come and learn things and just, have that time of fellowship and all of that. I love that part of it. But at a festival, Jason and I do not really get time to talk to people.
Yes.
There's just so much going on and so many, like we get one problem solved and another one pops up, and you got to go take care of this, and you got to go run and do that and announce this person. And there's just so much stuff. But when we do these small meetups, it's very, there's not there's like 30 people there or something like that. It's not a bunch of people, and you're able to take time and talk to people and get to know people. And I love them. I just think they're so much fun. And it was really great to see everybody that was there. It was really awesome that Jessica got up there and taught about caring for chickens and stuff. I thought she did a great job.
She banged it out of the park. That's the first time she's ever really done anything like that.
Yeah, it
I mean,
is.
I told her, I'm like, Jessica, you banged it out of the park. And she's like, face is getting red and all. I was like, Jessica, you knocked it out of the park. I was like, you need to be proud, especially for the first time doing it. And she's like, I felt like I was looking at my notes too much. I'm like, unless you memorize everything, you're going to have to look at your notes. But you didn't take your notes. I told her, I was like, you didn't take your notes and do like this. I mean,
No, she stood up there and knew what she was talking about.
yeah. And I mean, that is a sign that somebody really knows what they're talking about, is when they just glance down at stuff. And I mean, I do it when I'm doing the morning show and stuff. And even when we're doing this, I'll have an outline of stuff that I want to cover, because if not, you'll get in, you'll put the cart before the horse on stuff. So it's like, make a little outline and just run by your outline. So she knew what she was talking about.
She did a good job, and she's taught herself all of that stuff. So yeah, she's done a great job.
Yeah. Sharon Horn's wanting your dog. She wants to know about it.
So Sharon, he is a trying to think if I might be able to Sharon, I think I might be able to send you a picture. Don't I have your cell phone number? I think I have your cell phone number. I'll send you a picture of the dog. But he is he's a mutt. I mean, he's different things, but and he's a really pretty dog. He's black and he's got white, like we call him socks, because it looks like he has white socks on. And he's got a little white patch on his chest, and he's a good-natured dog. He weighs probably, I want to say the last time we took him to the vet, he weighed like 45 pounds, something like 45 or 50 pounds, something like that. He's a really good watchdog. Like, he lets you know whoever's around or out there or whatever. And I mean, he's even ran off. We had a neighbor's dog that kept trying to get into our backyard. It was a female. She would jump into our backyard and then go after our chickens. And he ran that dog off multiple times. I mean, she just barely made it out of the backyard before he got to the gate. But he's a good guard dog and lets us know that people are around, or somebody that we don't know. But I'll send you a picture of him.
So, but yeah, I mean,
and he's only like I want to say he's 2 years old, 2.5, something like that.
Oh yeah. Now the Homestead meetup was good. I like doing the smaller stuff sometimes. And like you said, we kind of get a break. We get to relax a little bit. And then the cool thing is, like Dana, she didn't know that Lawrence and Casey lived right in Edmonson County, real close. They're not super far away at all. So it's like,
I think they're within like 15 minutes of each other.
Yeah. So it's like, they would have never known this. Now they know that they're, just a few minutes away from each other. And if it wouldn't have been for Saturday, it might have taken them another year or two to figure that out. So right there are connections that are being made when you're out in your community doing stuff and getting these people together. So, and then heck, Forrest from Alabama came up, and
I know, it was good to see Forrest, and Sharon was there too.
Yeah, and I mean, Forrest came in, and he's like, I just went and looked at some property over in Allen County. He was like, I can just stay for a couple hours, and I'm going to look at like 2 or 3 other properties. So Forrest is in the process of moving up here, and it looks like he's gonna will be if he moves to Allen County, it's gonna be like the Deadly Triangle. It's gonna be like Metcalfe County, Warren County, and Allen County. Will be like the Predator, when the Predator shot out the little triangle death ray that it did.
Yeah,
that's what we'll call it. We'll call it we'll call it the Dangerous Triangle. So yeah, Sharon said she doesn't have any farm animals yet. She's got groundhogs, horrible raccoons that get into everything, possums, armadillo, foxes. Yeah, that's what she needs. She needs
Socks would help you with those, because he would take care of that for you. He even digs up moles. Yes, he'll dig up a mole.
Wow.
But Sharon, I just sent you some pictures of him.
Wow. All right. Did you get any, did you have time to do a news article?
I actually have a couple news articles.
All right.
If we got time to do a couple, what time is it? We're 20 minutes in.
We got time.
So the first one that I have is I thought this was funny, like in the spirit of Halloween, right? This one says what do Americans fear most? The top 10 fears. And when I read that headline, I'm sitting there thinking, like for me, I ain't gonna lie, it's spiders. I don't like no spiders. Don't be bringing a spider near me. I don't want nothing to do with a spider, okay? Like snakes don't bother me. I can't even cope with a spider. Creepy little, can't even deal. So, I'm thinking stuff like that. Oh no, that's not what's on this survey.
No, wait. But before you get it, I want to say this. My biggest fear is the IRS.
I don't think that one made the list.
Okay.
But this will tell you all you need to know about this survey. It was conducted in the California's Chapman University.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. So the top 10 fears of people at the Chapman University in California. Number 1, corrupt government officials. Number 2, people I love becoming seriously ill. Now I get that one. Number 3, economic or financial collapse. Number 4, cyber terrorism. Number 5, people I love dying. And these tied for 5th place, people I love dying or the U.S. becoming involved in another world war. Number 6, pollution of drinking water. Number 7, Russia using nuclear weapons. Number 8, pollution of oceans, rivers, and lakes. And number 9, government tracking of personal data. Like all of those things, that was not even on my radar when I read that headline. I'm thinking like fear of public speaking or heights or flying or stuff like that. When I started reading this list, I was like, oh my God, these people are really, they live in fear, don't they? That's insane. And I thought that was nuts.
It is kind of nuts. But then the thing is, it's like, okay, there's not a lot you can do about most of that stuff.
Right. You can't control any of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I get the whole, like my family members getting sick or the people I love dying or something, but still that's not something. I mean, I can't even say that that's something that I fear. I mean, I don't live in anticipation of like Randy passing away. I don't know. That just seems weird to me that would kind of consume you and you would put it on a list of the things that you most fear.
Well, nobody's getting out of this alive. So
right.
It's like,
right.
It's like.
Maybe that's just how my brain works. I don't know, but you're going to get a kick out of my other headline.
All right.
Japanese butt breathing technique could help people with lung conditions.
Now, how in the hell do you breathe out of your butt?
So there's some kind of little, what is it called? A loach. Loaches. It's a bottom-dwelling fish, and they usually breathe through their gills, but when oxygen runs low, they're known to swim to the surface, gulp air, and swallow it. It goes through their digestive tract and expelled through their anus. I don't understand how that's breathing through their butt, but in Japan, they decided to start doing these trials on animals. And so they give them oxygen-rich liquid, and it's absorbed in through their, I guess, small intestines or large intestines or whatever. And it helps if they have lung problems. So they were like, okay, we've tested on animals. Now we're going to test it on people. This is in Japan, right? So they found 27 healthy, brave men who agreed to have varying amounts of I don't even know what that word is, but some kind of liquid inserted into their rectums, and they had to hold it for 60 minutes. It says 20 of them lasted a full hour, including some who took in up to 1.5 liters. 1.5 liters of liquid in their hind end for an hour. It said participants reported bloating and discomfort, but no serious side effects. The liquid was not oxygenated because they were just doing this test to see if people could tolerate it. And so the next time they're going to make it oxygenated and figure out how much oxygen they need, to make a difference in if they've got a lung problem or something and they can't get oxygen in through their lungs, then maybe they can get in through their butt. And they said that the doctors came up with this idea after COVID because, people died in part because of the shortage of ventilators. So I guess if they could stick oxygen-rich liquid up their hind end, that would have helped.
Honey, come give me I got to go to work. Give me my oxygen enema before I head off to the office.
That's basically what it is. It's basically, I'm just like, what?
I guess I don't know. What are they? The fleet enemas? Fleet enema is going to come out with the oxygenated version.
Oh my God.
I mean, I was going to say what Forrest said. You've heard coworkers talking out their ass but not breathing before. And then, yeah, Miss Sharon hit it. Lots of the politicians do.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I mean,
I'm sure Randy would have some kind of comment about, gas and all of that, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I exhale out of my butt, but I don't inhale. So, I mean, all right, this is what the world has come to, okay? We've got money to spend to see if people can breathe through their butthole, but we don't have money for homelessness and poverty.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Miss Sharon.
What do you think about this whole
the SNAP?
What do you think about all the SNAP stuff?
I'm going to save some of it until Friday. Kayla from Tactical Response is going to come on Friday, and the name of the show is going to be I wrote it down. It's going to be Nostradamus of EBT. So we're going to give our predictions of what's going to happen. I don't know. I feel bad. Okay. Now, Gucci Ghetto mom that's getting her nails did and her hair did and all this stuff, and then showing everything she's throwing into her cart, for EBT. I don't feel sorry.
And filming everything on her $1,200 iPhone and putting all the stuff in the back of her Escalade. Yeah, I get you.
I don't feel sorry for her.
I don't either.
You got all this stuff, go get you a job and get your nails did, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But now the people that actually use it, and they're out busting their butt doing everything they can, but they need some help. Yes,
the people who are disabled and legit can't work and need help. Yeah.
Those people, 100%. It's like Ronald Reagan said, welfare is supposed to be a safety net and not a hammock.
Yeah.
And that's what it's turned into. It's been the nicest hammock out there. So the people that really need it and are not abusing the system, I feel horrible for those people. But we've also talked about it. It's like if our taxes weren't so much, back before taxes were stupid, and then this stupid Muslim that's running for governor of New York or mayor of New York or whatever, he's like, in New York, you're paying almost 50% in taxes. Half your income goes to taxes. And he's like, we're going to raise it another 2% for people that are making over $1 million. They've got the money to pay it.
Wow.
So So if the government didn't take so much taxes like they used to not, people would donate more to the churches and the food banks, to where that was the thing. If you fell on hard times, you went to your church and they would help you. Now people are like, man, I ain't got the money to give to the church food bank because I'm having a hard time, filling my freezer up with food and feeding my kids. I don't know that. And they're saying, that now the people, if they don't get their EBT, they're going to go steal from the grocery store, grab it and run like they're already doing in some of these liberal hellholes that we've got. And then they also said they were going to wait for people when they're coming out with their groceries to steal their groceries when they're walking out of the store. So
that's what Forrest said, that he told his mom to go shopping tomorrow because on Friday 40,000 people won't get their EBTs and the store might be full of looters for a few days.
Yeah. So it's one of those things. I mean, there's going to be a big FAFO, you know. You go grab the wrong dude's cart, and I mean, you're not going to get a loaf of bread. You're going to get a loaf of lead.
Yeah.
So I'll shoot you over a loaf of bread and keep on pushing my cart to the truck.
Yeah.
So.
And the fact that what really infuriates me, and I mean, if you take all the people who get aid who really probably shouldn't get aid, who should be working a job, if you take them out of the mix and you just, you know, the people who need it, who can't work or are disabled or whatever, for whatever reason, or they are working and they just, whatever, you take that, those people right there, the fact that the people who are making the decisions, who are fighting about this, what budget, whatever it is that, you know, they're trying to get the other side to do and everything, they ain't having problems with their groceries.
No.
They ain't taking no pay cuts. They ain't, you know, not paying themselves while they're not working for us, which they're supposed to be working for us and all that stuff. And that's what infuriates me. I'm like, and they just keep blaming the other side and fighting with the other side and saying it's their fault and it's their fault and back and forth. And that's what pisses me off. I'm like, if you guys can't do your job correctly, if you were in the private sector and behaving this way, you wouldn't have a job. So do your damn job and fix the stuff and get people, you know, what they need, I guess.
I mean, the politicians, first, we need to kick every one of them out of office, period. Tomorrow, they all need to be gone. Every one of them. And then you need to get someone. You need to get a contractor. You need to get a plumber. You need to get an electrician. You need to get a couple school teachers. You need people from all these different, you know, walks of life, blue collar people and some white collar people. And they need to go up there. They need to do 2 terms, not get paid, and they'll fix this crap. So, I mean, and you've got to live under a budget. The government just keeps borrowing money and borrowing money. This continuing resolution crap is stupid. It's just like, live within your means. So it's totally stupid.
I sent this to Melanie to put on our page. It says 42 million Americans are about to lose their food stamps, and people still think socialism is a good idea. If the government can feed you, it can starve you. That's not compassion, that's control.
Yeah.
And that really, when I read that, I was like, that is so true. It is so, so, so true.
Yeah. I mean, I could go up there and I could take a couple people with me and we could clear this whole thing up within a week. But nobody's going to like it. It's going to be painful and it's going to be crappy. And, you know, the girl ain't getting her nails did and all this stuff. She's going to be out working. So, I mean, I could take Forrest up there with me and Greg New and some other guys like that. And we could fix this deal in a couple weeks. You know, why are we giving money to other countries? That would be the first thing. I wouldn't give $1 to another country. I don't give a damn who it is. There would not be anything going to another country until every American citizen had a roof over their head and enough food in their refrigerator to feed them. Then after that, maybe we'll send some money to somebody.
Rosie wants to go with you too.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll put Rosie in charge. She'll be in charge of all the whatever. She'll be the FDA person.
Yeah, there you go.
Everybody will be eating keto. We'll get Rosie up there. She's going to cut frosted flakes and Fruit Loops and all that kind of crap. And it's going to be keto. If you want to eat, you're eating keto
right.
stuff. If not, you're going to move to Canada or Mexico. So does that money, let's see. Sharon, does that money go to illegal immigrants? No, there wouldn't be $1 going to illegal immigrants, and they would all be back across the border. Forrest would be in charge of that. He'd be rounding up all the illegals. So,
that's what they're wanting to fight about, though, is giving, that's what the whole thing is about, right? Giving illegal immigrants health care.
Yeah, that's one of the big things. So, I don't know. We need to jump off the soapbox. We're supposed to talk about food storage. We're doing not.
Well, hold on just a minute. So the sponsor of tonight's show is VacMaster. If you guys
smoking.
Yeah, I've got their website pulled up. They have an amazing sale going on right now. So vacmasterfresh.com. You can go there. You can actually we put the link down in the thing, right?
No, I forgot.
Okay, so if you go there and use the coupon code Homestead, that will get you. I'm not 100% sure. Right now, the sale that they have going on is 31% off of anything over $650. So most of their chamber sealers are right around $1,000 or up. You can get 31% off of one of their chamber sealers.
Plus ours too.
Plus what?
Plus our discount will stack.
Right. That I was wondering, with 31% off, so our discount is 15%, so that's 46% off.
It does some kind of weird government math. It's not exactly 46%. It's like 43%. And I was talking to our sales rep, and she was like, I'll have to check on that. I told her, I was like, it's doing some kind of Democrat math. I don't know what it is, but she was like, I'll check on it. I was like, okay. But still, you're getting, probably 40-something% off on a chamber sealer. Right now is the time to buy them, guys.
And that is till the 31st. So that's till Friday. I mean, you can get a heck of a deal on a chamber sealer. So go to vacmasterfresh.com, use coupon code Homestead, and get some big savings on a chamber sealer if you're looking for them. And Jason and I both, we use our chamber sealers all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only way we put up all of those big hogs, cows, whatever, everything that we're butchering. That's how we put all of that up and keep that meat, securely vacuum sealed where it's not getting freezer burn and all that kind of stuff. Plus, I mean, we use it for marinating. I put up vegetables and go pick berries and just all that stuff. I do all of that with even when Randy's curing our bacon, he uses our chamber sealer to do that too. Wow. So go check it out, vacmasterfresh.com, coupon code Homestead, and you'll get like 40-something% off of your chamber sealer.
I've got the 320 and mine lives down in the shop where we process everything. I'm going to buy a smaller countertop model just for stuff in the house. So like if I go out and I buy like a whole ribeye, I'll cut it up into steaks. I hate walking down to the shop and sealing everything up. So I'm going to buy a countertop model to keep in the house up here so I don't have to walk to the shop. That's how much I like the things.
Yeah. We have the 220 and I love ours. I mean, out of all of the Homestead things that you can buy or what, we use this all the time. I don't even know how I made it without it. I love it.
Yeah. And Miss Sharon put a link in there. So she's amazing.
Yes, she is.
Rosie, you cannot get tickets yet for the Festivus in 2026. I've turned it off for right now. We're going to turn it back on Black Friday. So we're going to have a smoking deal for Black Friday. So just wait.
I had somebody email me about tickets. I need to let her know.
Yeah, we'll turn it back on Black Friday and just kick it wide open with some good specials for Black Friday.
Yep.
So, all right, food stuff. Also, don't forget, Land Nav is 25% off on the tickets. There's no coupon code needed. Run to the website. You can get your tickets for that at 25% off. If you need first aid and medical supplies, get that at the website. We've got pretty much everything in stock except for red IFACs are not in stock right now. I need to order some more of those. We ran out. But everything else is in stock, ready to ship out. When you order it, I will pack it up that day and ship it out to you probably that day. It just depends. It depends on how many orders we've got. So, but they'll ship within a day.
So our topic tonight, what's Forrest say? On topic for tonight's discussion, President Trump just ordered Department of War to start testing nuclear weapons again. The arms race has just been reignited.
All right.
Yay. Okay, so our topic tonight is long-term food storage strategies. So it's not really, I don't really want to discuss like beans and rice, not that kind of thing. But the reason, if you saw on our YouTube channel, I'm usually the one that makes the thumbnails that Jason puts on there. And so the picture that I found, it had like, there's a shelf and there's all of these boxes and bags of like flour and grains and stuff like that. They've just got them thrown up on this shelf. And when I saw it, I was like, that is a crappy way to store your food. And that's why I used that picture, because I'm like, don't do that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like you're going to have rodents and everything in that mess. Don't do that.
Yeah. There's a proper way to store food long term.
Yeah. So start us off. What you got?
Well, the thing that gets me is people want to reinvent the wheel on long-term food storage. The people that do it professionally have figured out the easiest, the most economical and proven way to do it. And I used to read on these forums, people are like, well, what if I do X, Y, and Z with my rice? And it's like, why take the chance? Do the Mylar bag and the oxygen absorber and don't worry about it. Well, I just thought this might be better. And I'm just sitting here scratching my head. It's like, I'm wasting my time reading this crap. You know, Karen, just fine. Do it your way. Have weevils in it. It's not going to last, but sure, you're perfect because you reinvented the wheel.
Right.
So look, Melanie showed up.
Hey, Melanie.
So, but all right. What do you want to know? I've been storing food for a long time. It's one of those things that I don't need notes. I don't even need bullet points, but we might jump around like a squirrel with ADHD, but
yeah, I don't really have notes for this either. I guess, so one of the things, if you're storing bulk food, what's probably the best way, you know, like if I wanted to have, if I had like lots of bags of flour or something like that, what's going to be the best way for me to store that?
I store 99% of my stuff in Mylar bags. I've got bulk grains. I've got, bulk lentils, stuff like that. Freeze-dried food, pretty much 99% of that goes in Mylar bags. And the only thing that varies with that is the size of the Mylar bags. So with your wheat, your flour, your rice, your beans, all that stuff, typically it's 5-gallon Mylar bags. You take a Mylar bag, slide it in a 5-gallon bucket, fill that joker up, stick your oxygen absorber in. I buy the ones with that have the Ziploc top on them. So you can see, once you open it, you can seal it back up. But you always heat seal the top of your bags. So no matter what, even if you got the little Ziploc seal or not. But I buy those, right, and that way you can seal it up after you crack into it. And then my Mylar bags for my freeze-dried stuff, typically you're taking your freeze-dried stuff and bringing it down super low moisture. So if you were to open a 5-gallon Mylar bag of pork chops, those jokers are going to go bad quick. So I think it's a 2-quart Mylar bag for any freeze-dried stuff, just because I think you can fit 8 pork chops or something like that in a 2-quart Mylar bag. So I can go through 8 pork chops or, 2 quarts of freeze-dried chicken. I can go through that, before too much moisture gets in there and starts to ruin it. So, and then some of the stuff, I freeze-dried a bunch of shredded cheddar cheese. I had a ton of that stuff left from something, and freeze-dried it, and I put it in mason jars with O2 absorbers. and it seemed to work pretty good. I mean, it still looks nice and fresh and everything like that. So, what else do you want to know? I can sit and talk about food storage forever.
So around here we use we have like these ginormous blue barrel things. They're plastics. We've got steel barrels too, but we have these giant plastic blue barrels or whatever that have lids that have these locking collars that go on them that lock them down. And right now those are all out in our barn and we use them for feed. That is something we could wash them up and bring them in the house if, to put down in the basement or something like that to store all of that kind of stuff. But right now in the house, I mean, I have tons of canned goods and tons of, like store-bought canned goods and stuff like that. And a lot of the stuff that I store, like in my pantry, just about everything I store. So in my back entryway, there's a pantry on the wall that has canned goods and canned stuff that I have canned. And then I actually have a pantry that's off my kitchen. And everything that I have stored in there is in glass jars. And then I use 5-gallon buckets for like sugar and flour and stuff in there. And I have those, I can't remember what they're called. What are those lids called?
4 jars?
No.
The Gamma Seal?
They go on a 5-gallon bucket.
Gamma Seal.
Yeah, that's it. So it has a ring that pops down on the bucket and then the lid like screws into it. And those do a great job of keeping out pests. I mean, we live in an old house and we get mice because I have 3 lazy cats who don't kill the mice. But those Gamma Seals and glass jars and 5-gallon buckets and all that stuff really deters mice from getting into things. And I don't use it as long term. I use it as like right now, but it could be long term food storage to have. Like Forrest put in the comments that Mylar bags protect the food, and then you put the Mylar bags in the bucket, and that's the second level, and on, and it just layers of protection for your food kind of thing. So, but I will say, I think a lot of people buy bulk. What did she say? Hey, what foods would be the most important?
Go ahead and finish. Long term. Yeah, go ahead and finish, and we'll hit Melanie in a minute.
A lot of people buy bulk from companies, and like I buy bulk from Azure Standard, and you can get organic. I mean, you can get just about anything from them. And one of the things that I've learned is that especially if you're buying organic, you can get bags of flour, bags of grain, or like they have wheat berries and grind your own and all that kind of stuff. And if you're buying organic or even not organic, those bags may or may not come with things that aren't supposed to be in the bag, right? Whether it's like eggs or, actual bugs or whatever. Sometimes it's a good idea to just throw that whole, if you've got room, to throw that whole 50-pound bag or whatever into the freezer and leave it in there for 2 or 3 days.
See, I'm totally against that.
Why?
Because of moisture.
Yeah, it's not. I've never had a problem with that.
Totally 100% against it. Sharon,
I just put it in there for 2 or 3 days and then let it kill off whatever may or may not be in there, and then I package it up. And I've never had a problem with moisture.
I am 100% against the freezer method. So, but now my whole opinion on it is, and I told Sharon this when we were talking on Saturday, if I took you, Shelly, and put you in a Mylar bag and put an oxygen absorber in it and sealed it up, there's only so much oxygen. You're going to die in that bag. So I don't have to worry about the bugs sitting in there eating all the food that's in there. And the eggs are not going to hatch either. And if the eggs do hatch, the oxygen's all going to be gone and they're just going to die after they hatch. I have never put anything in the freezer before I stored it. And I have opened bags of wheat berries, and wheat berries are notorious for having weevils. I have opened bags of wheat berries, not a problem one. That, and two, I have absolutely no freezer space to put a 50-pound bag of anything. So, but you can do that, and I'll not do that.
Okay.
See, we don't agree on everything. So.
We don't agree on a lot. So, Melanie, what foods would be the most important to store long term, and what foods are not worth it?
I now 99% of the stuff I freeze dry is proteins. Just because, one, proteins can be hard to get if you're not raising your own, and two, if you're going to buy freeze dried proteins, that's the most expensive freeze dried stuff you can buy. So I would rather freeze dry the super expensive stuff, and if I'm going to buy any freeze dried stuff, it's going to be stuff that's harder to freeze dry here as opposed to commercially. So, I mean, if I'm going to buy freeze dried stuff, I'll buy freeze dried vegetables. They're a heck of a lot cheaper than buying, if you're buying freeze dried pork chops, those things are stinking expensive. I mean, heck, I could pull it up, but I know like sausage crumbles and stuff like that are just horribly expensive. So I like the freeze dried stuff. I mean, you kind of look at it, the easiest stuff to do is rice and beans. I mean, that's going to keep you alive. It's not super great food or anything to be eaten, but it's going to keep you alive. Stuff that's not worth it, I don't know.
The stuff that I'm looking, when I think about long-term food storage, I want, or long-term foods, I guess, I want nutrient and calorie dense.
Yeah. Fats.
So, it's not, you're not going to get that. Like, one of the problems with all those food buckets is that they have like drinks in them, right? They'll have like, you have 2,000 calories a day for 30 days or something like that. And then you find out that you have like drink mixes and stuff like that have empty calories that aren't going to do anything but jack your sugar up, and then you're going to bottom out, and it's not going to, it's not going to help you. So you want calorie, like filling calories, calorie dense, nutrient dense food.
Yeah. And then I heard one guy, he was talking about this one time on a podcast I was listening to. He has a small chest freezer that is dedicated to nothing but fats. He said, I have lard in there, I have beef tallow, and I have olive oil that is in the freezer. And he was like, essentially, when you put it in there, it's going to last super long before it goes rancid. So he says, if the balloon goes up, I've got a whole chest freezer full of fats, that I can pull out and they're ready to go.
And you need that for your body to function correctly.
Yeah.
For you to be able to absorb the nutrients from the foods that you're eating, you have to have fats. Yeah. So, while you're putting stuff up, you need to make sure that you're putting fats up. And even if you're like rendering lard and stuff, lard is shelf stable for quite a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, you can, that will last for quite a while. You put it in the freezer and it'll be stable, like, I don't know, indefinitely until your freezer goes out or something.
Yeah. For some of the stuff, I will freeze dry raw, and some of the stuff I cook beforehand. But I always label it. If I'm doing pork chops, I will put, grilled pork chops, or if they're raw pork chops, I'll put raw pork chops. One of the big advantages of doing stuff that's already cooked, like most of the ground beef I put up, I've already browned it. I'll brown it. I'll use the Blackstone and brown just a ton of it at a time, and then drain what little grease is in it out so it'll freeze dry better. But the nice thing with it is you can take boiling hot water and mix with that ground beef, and it'll reconstitute it and heat it up. So you're not wasting extra fuel cooking this, rehydrating it, and then you're still having to cook it. So essentially, if you just wanted ground beef to eat, you could take that ground beef, boil in water, mix it up, let it rehydrate and warm up, and you can just eat it with a spoon, just plain old ground beef. So most of the stuff is cooked usually when I do it beforehand. And I'll tell you one of the easiest things, I'll buy a rotisserie chicken at Sam's, and I can fit, I think in my freeze dryer, I can fit 5 rotisserie chickens. I'll shred all the meat off and freeze dry 5 rotisserie chickens at a time. So I've got a bunch of that stuff put up. Miss Sharon says butter. Buy real butter and make ghee and can it. Yeah, that stuff will last a long time canned. So
yeah, you don't have to keep ghee in the fridge.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, the more calorie dense stuff, I don't know. I mean, I've got a lot of commercial canned goods just because they're cheap and easy to get. If I want to go buy a flat of green beans, I can literally, when I'm in town, go grab a flat of commercial canned green beans and set them on the shelf. And they're going to be good way past the best by date that's on the can. So some of it comes down with me is I would rather spend the money than doing the time to do stuff sometimes. Just because I run out of time in a day. So what else about it, Shelley? You look tired tonight.
I am. I don't mind doing these 8 o'clock shows, but I'm telling you, like, I'm usually in the bed at 8 o'clock. I get up at 4.
I'm just getting my wind right now. I mean, it'll be midnight before I go to bed.
Yeah, the minute we get off here, like, I'll be in the bed.
Really?
Before we do these shows, I make sure that all my animals are put up and everything's taken care of. I get all my stuff done, and then I'm just ready to get in the bed after we do these shows.
Oh, shoot. When we get done with this, Lincoln will want to watch TV for a few minutes before he goes to bed. I'll sit in there until he goes to bed, and then I'll hang out a minute with Whitney, and then it's like, boom, I'm going to come down here. I got to get the invoice done for church to turn in for all those kits, and then get everything ready to go. And so I'll be up till probably midnight tonight.
Yeah, but you don't get up as early as me.
I don't get up at 4. So it kind of depends. Sometimes some mornings I'll get up super early, and then some mornings, like this morning, it was raining. I was like, I really don't want to get up right this minute. So I slept a few minutes late. That's the joy of working for yourself. But then if you're not working, you ain't making no money.
Right.
So then I'm like, oh crap, I'm running behind. But it's life. So
I came home from work early on Monday because I didn't feel good.
Wow.
I laid down and slept, and then like today I'm starting to get a sore throat. My boss had strep last week, so I don't know if I caught something from her, but so I came home tonight and broke out fire cider that I made, and I'm like down in fire cider. That stuff, oh, like it. Some people like the way that tastes. I am not one of those people, but I'm just like, I will take this like every hour until I do not want to get shots or steroids or whatever. And I've got to travel to Texas next week, and I'm just Which reminds me, next Wednesday I'll be in Texas, so I don't know. I could probably still do the show because I won't be I'll be in my hotel room by 8 o'clock, so it'll probably be fine.
All right. If not, I can wing it. What are we doing next week? I know you sent me the schedule, but I didn't pay attention.
Do you ever?
And while she's looking, yes, Miss Sharon, I've done frozen vegetables before and dehydrated those things, and they turn out amazing. And the dehydrators that I've got, you can fit because they make the 1 pound little packages. 1 pound will fit almost exactly right on each dehydrator tray. If not,
So
I can wing it next week.
next week is oh no, I'll be on here. Next week is wildcrafting and foraging with Leslie.
Uh-oh. That'll be fun.
Yep, it will be.
So that's if
Leslie's one of my favorite people.
Oh yeah. I'm one of her favorite people, I think.
I don't know about that.
She always answers her phone or calls me back, so maybe she feels guilty, like I don't have any friends. So, oh, you want to know something? Like, after I talked to the girl that does the medical stuff at church, and we went over everything, she was like, "Do you want to be on the medical team?" And I'm like, "What does that entail?" And like she's a nurse, and all these other people are like nurses, and all these clinically trained people. And I was like, "What does that entail?" And she was kind of telling me. I was like, "Okay, cool." I was like, "But just so you know, I'm not in a clinical setting. It's like I'm not gonna, do the nursing kind of stuff. It's like I'm like a trauma medicine guy. If somebody's bleeding out, we're gonna put a tourniquet on him. But if Opal's blood pressure's up, it's like we need to call somebody else to give her, water and make sure she's fine." And then she was laughing about it. So, but I was like, I'll handle the real nasty stuff. So now I'm on the medical team at church.
You're so weird.
Why am I weird? I mean, I'm not going to be
like, if it's not gory or whatever horrible, I don't want anything to do with it. If it's just some chick with high blood pressure, she can just go on.
Like, I don't know. We'll give you an aspirin. Just don't stroke out, Granny. So.
You'll see what I deal with. I mean, for real. I hope y'all are praying for me like every day.
Yeah.
Because
Somebody.
I get these phone calls every day.
I get good ideas, and it's like, Shelly, you got to listen to this. Let's do that. So
he's like, call me when you get off work. I got to talk to you about something.
And you get off work at 4:00. I expect a call at 4:05.
I know.
That gives you enough time. That gives you enough time to get to your truck. So, but
I mean, unfortunately for you, I usually call Randy first, and then when I get off the phone with Randy, then I call you because he is just a tad bit more important than you are.
Well, yeah, but you're married to me, though.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, we have to clear that up.
Well, absolutely. There's going to be some video chop somewhere that it's going to say that. It always cuts them up at the most inopportune times. No, yeah. I am not.
We need to do a little banner at the cross. No, we are not married. We're going to do that on the next one when Leslie's here. They'll throw her for a loop. She'll be like, "What the hell is that?" So remind me, and I
know you're not married.
Yeah. We'll put on there, "Leslie, we are not married." Just to throw her off. She won't know what to do. So.
I can't get over Bo's Tractor Works for like the last 2.5 years they thought we were married.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Told everybody, Shelly and Jason, they're married. They run that festival in Kentucky. And we're like, what?
Oh yeah. Now the funniest part is at the last festival when we did that, we're like, "Hey, we're not married," and talking about everything. And then Mike and Philip are sitting beside each other, and you said, "Hey, if you want to know about living off grid, these two live off grid and everything." and it made it sound like they were together living off grid. And they're like, "Not like that." And it's like, yeah, it is. Mike and Philip's little love shack off grid place is what they got going on. So.
Yeah, that's not true either.
Yeah.
I mean, Sharon said y'all need t-shirts, not his wife, not her husband.
Oh, yeah.
We definitely need those for the festival next year.
Yeah. Well, I need to get one that says "not her husband," and on the back it's going to say "Go ask Shelly."
Yeah.
So,
let's see. Oregano oil and capsules will knock out a sore throat and anything. Try to get a hold of you. Organic garlic. I actually have fermented, what you said in there. I have fermented garlic and honey, and that's what, before I go to bed tonight, I'll just go eat one of those. I'll pull one of those pieces of garlic out and eat it. And that usually helps with my sore throat.
Wow. All right. I'm going to go hang out with the kid for a little bit till he goes to bed. And then I want to come work down here for a while. Guys, we appreciate you being here. And I will be live Friday morning with Kayla from Tactical Response. And hopefully we won't get a strike because Kayla likes to talk about some things, but it is what it is. So, but we'll be talking about the EBT, and maybe, I mean, that means, we're going to do it at 8 o'clock in the morning. Most of those people that are going to rise up, they won't be awake by 8 o'clock. So we'll still know what's going on.
I thought it was supposed to be November 1st.
Yeah, but that's on a Saturday. November 1st is Saturday.
But isn't that when they get their card loaded or whatever?
I don't know. I've heard different things, and I've talked to a couple people. So I'm not 100% sure when I get it loaded, but we're doing predictions of what's going to happen. We're no promise. So we're going to do our predictions and see what happens. That's going to be the story that we're sticking to on that. So it'll be fun. Kayla's fun. So me and her always have a good time when we're talking. And Miss Sharon says, no, different days. So we'll see.
Okay.
As long as we don't go to war between now and then, since Trump is testing nuclear weapons.
Jeez.
According to Forrest. So
y'all know that it doesn't matter about the side because they're both just two cheeks of the same hind end, right? It's just they're all crazy.
Yeah. And then some of us are the asshole stuck in the middle.
Right.
So
and granted, I could never. I mean, I even have a sticker on my truck that says "Just a mom trying not to raise liberals," but that's totally not my thing. But it's just it's so corrupt. They're all so corrupt. They're so crappy.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying
waiting on them to save you. You might as well just kiss your hind end goodbye because they ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying clean house and let me and Forrest and Greg go up there and we can fix it. Greg Skeens will be my Secretary of Transportation because he drives dump trucks.
Oh, that's funny.
He's qualified for it then. And then we'll get Greg New will be the the Secretary of War. So we can figure this out. Shelly, you want a position?
I'll be president.
No, I'm going to be president.
Oh, hell no.
Why not?
Because
right.
You make me crazy.
All right. What we could be
a total imbalance of power.
What if we did co-presidents?
We might be able to do that.
All right.
I might be able to keep you in line.
We need a vice president. Or do we need a vice president if we have co-presidents?
You can be vice president.
No, we're doing co-presidents. The vice president is like useless as tits on a boar hog, honestly.
I know. Aren't they just like a figurehead like the people in England?
I mean, he goes and breaks ties in Congress is about all he does. That and then, goes off and, bootlicks Trump and stuff like that. But,
Well, J.D. Vance is running around like he likes, I don't know, he's like a bully in a schoolyard or something. He runs around and tells people how stupid they are.
Yeah. Like you're
Which is kind of comical sometimes. I mean, sometimes I get a kick out of it, but I'm just like, what do you really do?
Yeah, he doesn't do anything. So that's just a stepping stone to run for president after.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. I got some stuff to do. Guys, I appreciate y'all being here. Come tune in and listen to me and Kayla Friday morning at 8 o'clock for Clickbait and Coffee. And we're going to talk about fun stuff. So, Shelly, you got anything else before we jump out?
I don't. I hope y'all have a fantastic week, and we'll see you next week. We'll be talking to Leslie. I'll be in Texas, but I'll be on here, and we'll have a good time.
All right. Guys, we'll see y'all later. Bye.
Bye.